My dearest child, I see you. I have always seen you. I have watched the tears that have traced paths down your cheeks, tears that felt like they were never going to stop, tears that you tried to hide from the world, but could never hide from me. Each drop has been collected, held in my heavenly vials, a testament to your faith and your perseverance. You thought those tears were signs of weakness, didn't you? You believed they meant you were failing, that your prayers were too small or your problems were too big. But I tell you now, those tears were a powerful form of prayer, a language the heavens understand, a deep, guttural plea that bypassed your mind and went straight to the heart of my throne. They were an honest, unvarnished outpouring of your soul, and I cherish that authenticity, that raw, real connection. Do not ever think your honest pain is a burden to me. It is a bridge. For so long, you have waited. The silence to you felt like a rejection. It felt like I was deaf to your cries, or perhaps simply unwilling to intervene in your small human drama. You looked at the closed doors and mistook them for permanent barriers, when in reality, they were merely delaying mechanisms, set in place not to punish you, but to prepare you. You asked, "Why the delay, God? Why must I suffer this long?" And I answer you now. The delay was necessary, because what I have prepared for you is not a simple fix, a temporary patch, but a complete, transformative release. It is an answer so profound, so tailored to your specific journey, that it required the alignment of circumstances and the softening of hearts, including your own, that only time and divine orchestration could accomplish. A seed planted in the ground must remain hidden for a season, not because the gardener forgets it, but because the roots must grow deep and strong before the visible breakthrough can sustain the coming fruit. Your season of hidden growth is now concluding. Today, I speak a word of final release over your situation. The answer you have pleaded for, the breakthrough you have desperately longed for, the miracle that felt impossible is no longer merely a promise. It is a present reality being delivered to your doorstep. It is released from the highest heaven, moving with power and authority through the spiritual realm and manifesting in your physical world. This is not a partial answer. It is the full, comprehensive solution that will not only resolve the immediate crisis, but will also establish a new, firm foundation for the rest of your life. Imagine a dam that has held back a mighty river. Your struggle has been the water pressing against that barrier. Now the gates are open, and the flood of my favor is rushing forth to cleanse, to nourish, and to utterly transform the dry, parched land of your circumstance. I know the weariness has settled deep in your bones. The continuous fight, the constant need to hold on to hope when all evidence pointed to despair, has exhausted your human strength. You've held on to the last thread of your faith, sometimes simply by sheer will. And I honor that magnificent, stubborn refusal to let go of me. That determination, that refusal to quit, is what has qualified you for this very moment. You did not give up, and because you stayed in the arena, even when you felt like you were bleeding out, you are now about to receive your champion's crown, a victory that is all the sweeter because of the battle you endured. Remember that the deepest character is forged, not in comfort, but in the fire of affliction. You have been in the forge, and now you are emerging, not broken, but refined and stronger than you have ever been. The answer comes wrapped in divine timing, which is always perfect, never early and never late, but precisely on the moment when it will yield the greatest glory and benefit. Perhaps you think it is too late, that the opportunity has passed, but understand this: my plan is timeless. What I intend to do cannot be thwarted by a clock or a calendar. What is coming to you now will redeem the lost years, restore what the enemy has stolen, and place you in a position of blessing that you could not have even imagined for yourself. The delay was never a denial. It was my process of ensuring that the harvest would be abundant and that you would be ready, with open hands and a prepared heart, to manage and steward the magnitude of the blessing that is now descending. I want you to shed the spirit of fear and anxiety that has clung to you like a heavy cloak. Let go of the need to understand every detail of the how and the when. Your job is not to manage the miracle. Your job is simply to receive it with an open heart of gratitude and walk by faith. This answer is not just a one-time event. It is the beginning of a new chapter, a shift in your life's trajectory. You will look back on the struggle and understand that every single challenge was a necessary step on a staircase leading directly to this moment of release. The pain you experienced was not random. It was purposeful preparation for the weight of glory you are about to carry. Expect the unexpected manifestation. The answer may not arrive in the packaging you envisioned, for my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are beyond your ability to fully grasp. It might come as a sudden phone call, a chance encounter, a brilliant idea that drops into your spirit, or a complete and miraculous reversal of circumstances that defies all logic and human explanation. No matter how it appears, recognize my hand in it. Do not let familiarity or doubt blind you to the miracle that is unfolding right before your eyes. Acknowledge me in all your ways, and I will continue to direct your path, ensuring that this breakthrough is not a peak followed by a valley, but a solid launchpad for your continued elevation. Let your gratitude be the first and loudest response. Thank me for the storm as well as the sunshine, for the waiting as well as the receiving, because all of it has been instrumental in shaping you into the magnificent being you are. Your faith has been tested and proven to be genuine and resilient. Now stand tall, lift your head, and look toward the future with bold confidence. The season of weeping is over. The season of questioning is done. The season of breakthrough, of undeniable, tangible proof of my love and power in your life has finally begun. You have cried for this, you have prayed for this, and now I, your Father, am finally releasing it. Go and walk in your freedom. The journey you have been on, my child, was never intended to break you. It was designed to make you unbreakable. You have walked through valleys that seemed endless and navigated storms that threatened to capsize your hope entirely. Yet here you are, standing on the precipice of your answered prayer, not by your own might, but by the power of my grace, sustained by the small flicker of trust you refuse to let die. I want you to truly internalize this truth. Every single test was a lesson, every heartache a preparation for the depth of joy and responsibility that comes with this new season. Do not discard the memory of the struggle. Instead, let it be the foundation of your testimony, the rich soil from which your future harvest of blessings will grow. You are about to become a living demonstration of my faithfulness, a beacon of hope for others who are still walking through their own dark night of the soul. Your victory is not just for you. It is a mandate for ministry, a divine directive to share the story of my unfailing love. You've often felt isolated, believing that no one could possibly understand the heaviness of your burden. That feeling of solitude was a lie whispered by the adversary. I was there, closer than your own breath, carrying you when you felt you could not take another step. When you slept, I guarded your dreams. When you awoke, I orchestrated the small, unnoticed graces that kept you afloat. The timely word from a friend, the unexpected financial reprieve, the fleeting moment of peace that anchored your sanity. You are a living miracle, a testament to the fact that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. The answer that is now released is so comprehensive that it will silence the voices of doubt, both within your own heart and among those who questioned your journey. It will be a clear, unambiguous sign that I have intervened, not with a band-aid, but with a complete and thorough restoration. This divine release is an overtake, a spiritual term for an abundant, instantaneous manifestation that overtakes and overshadows all previous limitations. It is the moment where the spiritual dimension forcefully collides with the physical, tearing down old structures of limitation and instantly erecting new structures of blessing. As this overtake begins, I ask you to partner with me in a new way. Clear your internal space. Let go of the bitterness, the resentment, and the tendency to relive past hurts. Holding on to those things is like trying to pour new wine into old, cracked wineskins. The new blessing will be compromised. This breakthrough requires a break from the old mental strongholds. Forgiveness is not just a gift you give to others. It is a release you grant yourself, clearing the path for the immense good I am pouring into your life. Your inheritance in me is vast, not just in spiritual terms, but in the tangible realities of your life, in your health, your finances, your relationships, and your sense of purpose. The release from heaven is bringing with it a flood of resources, creative ideas, divine connections, financial provisions, and an overwhelming peace that transcends all understanding. Be receptive. Do not allow the smallness of your past circumstances to limit your vision for the magnificent future I have planned. You are no longer to think in terms of scarcity, lack, or limitation. You are entering a realm of supernatural abundance, where the source of your provision is not dependent on the economy, your job, or human effort, but solely on my limitless nature. The enemy's final strategy will be to try and inject doubt after the answer arrives, suggesting it's too good to last, or that you don't truly deserve it. Rebuke that lie immediately. You deserve every good and perfect gift because you are my beloved child, and I am a generous father. Your worth is not defined by your performance, but by my unconditional love for you. Guard your heart and your mind with a renewed vigilance. Feed your spirit with my word and surround yourself with voices that speak life and faith. The battle is shifting from one of persistent crying out to one of joyful stewardship and confident maintenance of the blessing you've received. You must learn to live in the expectation of good, not the anticipation of the next disaster. That old season is permanently closed. I am calling you into a position of spiritual authority. The very trial you walked through has equipped you with the empathy, wisdom, and strength necessary to help others navigate similar paths. Do not hide your scar tissue. Let it be the evidence of my healing power. The weight of glory you are about to receive must be channeled into kingdom purpose. This answer is not an end in itself. It is a recommissioning. The greater the blessing, the greater the responsibility to be a conduit of that blessing to a world that is hurting and desperately seeking evidence of a faithful God. Your life, post-release, must become a powerful sermon without words. Walk with unshakable confidence. Do not shrink back. The shackles of fear and insecurity have been spiritually broken, and you must now act on that freedom in the physical realm. Speak with authority. Step out boldly. Initiate the things I have laid on your heart. The resources, the people, and the divine favor are already aligned in the invisible realm, waiting for you to take the first step of courageous obedience. The time for hesitation is over. The time for dreaming is over. This is the time for definitive action, backed by the power of the answer that has just been released from heaven. Look around you with new eyes. You will begin to see the swift movement of my Spirit, orchestrating details and bringing people into your life who will affirm and propel this breakthrough. These are heavenly appointments, divine connections that will unlock the next stages of your purpose. Honor these new relationships. Be a person of integrity, excellence, and profound gratitude. Let your life be a continuous stream of thanksgiving. Do not allow success to create distance between us. Instead, let this profound manifestation draw you closer to my heart than ever before. This is the culmination of your cries, the reward for your unwavering hope, and the beginning of the most glorious chapter of your earthly story. Receive your release. Walk in your victory. The answer is here. I want you to understand that this divine release is the great exchange you have been waiting for. You surrendered your ashes, the dust and debris of your broken hopes and agonizing disappointments, and now I am exchanging them for a crown of beauty. You offered me the spirit of heaviness, the burden of anxiety and grief that had settled upon your soul, and I am replacing it with the garment of praise. This is a transaction sealed in heaven, a non-negotiable decree over your life. The years the locusts have eaten are not just being replaced. They are being multiplied and restored in an overwhelming, exponential way. This is the overplus of my grace. The more than enough that demonstrates my limitless capacity to bless and redeem. The very energy you expended in crying out and struggling is now being reinvested back into your life as supernatural strength and vitality. You will feel a lightness, a surge of renewed purpose that will make the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable now appear insignificant. This release comes with a shift in atmosphere around you. The heavy, oppressive air that often accompanies sustained spiritual warfare is lifting. Expect a sudden, palpable peace to settle in your home, your workplace, and most importantly, in the quiet corners of your mind. This peace is my signature on your breakthrough, the irrefutable evidence that the war has ended and the time for rebuilding in tranquility has begun. This answer is also a key to unlocking the destiny tied to your name. Every prayer you have ever uttered, every promise I have ever spoken over you, every potential you possess, all of these elements are now converging. The delay ensured that you were mature enough, rooted deeply enough, and had the wisdom to handle the elevation. Had I given you the answer sooner, before your character was refined, the blessing itself might have become a burden or a distraction. But now, you are ready. You are equipped. You are a vessel prepared for honor. You will step into your destiny not tentatively, but with the regal confidence of one who knows they are perfectly positioned by the hand of God. Do not be intimidated by the magnitude of the miracle. Human nature often finds it easier to accept incremental progress than complete, instantaneous change. You may be tempted to minimize the blessing, to rationalize it as mere coincidence, or to worry about the next shoe to drop. Resist that temptation with force. This is a God-sized answer, intended to stretch your faith and redefine your boundaries of what is possible. It is designed to be so clearly divine that no one, least of all you, can take credit for it. It is a masterpiece of my intervention, painted across the canvas of your life for all the world to see my glory. The spiritual forces that once held your answer captive have been utterly vanquished. There is no lingering hold, no residual power, no loophole for the enemy to exploit. The chains are broken, the prison doors are wide open, and you are commanded to walk out and never look back. Do not allow the memory of your incarceration to define your freedom. Your identity is no longer the one who struggled, but the one who prevailed through my power. Let the former things pass away. Embrace the truth that, behold, I am doing a brand new thing in your life, and it is springing forth now. Can you not perceive it? Your response to this overwhelming manifestation of my grace should be one of deep, unwavering worship. Let your life become an altar of continuous praise. When the feeling of overwhelming gratitude washes over you, stop and acknowledge me. When you see the tangible proof of the breakthrough, let your heart overflow with thanksgiving. This posture of continuous worship is not just a polite response. It is a powerful spiritual magnet that attracts and sustains my presence and my favor. It is how you ensure that the river of blessing that has now broken through continues to flow without obstruction. Remember, the true purpose of this answer is not simply your personal comfort, but the advancement of my love and light in the world through your testimony and your actions. Be a generous steward, be a gracious recipient, be a humble servant. The one who has been greatly forgiven loves greatly, and the one who has been greatly blessed has a greater capacity to bless others. Let the overflow of your new abundance become a source of provision and hope for those around you. This is the divine economy, where blessing flows into you and then flows out through you. Take a deep breath, my child. Feel the weight lift. See the path clear. The answer you cried for is not only released, it is fully operational and effective in your life right now. Walk into your new season with the confidence of royalty and the heart of a child who knows they are deeply and completely loved. Your long night is over. The dawn of your glorious new day has broken. As this new dawn breaks, you must understand the significance of this heavenly download. It is a restoration of lost time, a reclamation of stolen joy, and an inauguration of your true identity. Think of the prayers you prayed years ago that seemed to vanish into the ether. They did not. They were stored, cataloged, and perfected. The answer you receive today is the compound interest on all that patient, painful sowing in the darkest hours. You didn't just receive what you asked for. You received the perfected, upgraded version of that request, because I am a God of exceeding and abundant provision. Your vision was too small for what I intended to do, and the delay was me expanding your capacity to hold the greater gift. This new season calls for a new level of discernment. The enemy is defeated, but he is not gone. His tactics will shift from outright resistance to subtle sabotage, temptations toward arrogance, distraction, or self-sufficiency. Do not let the blessing cause you to forget the source of the blessing. Stay rooted in humility and continue to seek my face with the same fervor you did when you were crying out in desperation. Your greatest defense against the enemy's new subtle attacks is a heart of continuous, radical dependence on me. Do not allow the physical manifestation of the answer to replace the relationship with the answerer. I am giving you divine blueprints for the future. The clarity that is flooding your mind is not just a temporary relief, it is strategic insight. You will begin to see solutions where you only saw problems before. Trust these sudden, sharp moments of illumination. They are my spirit guiding you to wisely manage and multiply the breakthrough you've received. Act on these insights with swift obedience. Hesitation is the enemy of momentum. You have waited patiently, but now is the time to move with deliberate speed, knowing that the wind of my favor is filling your sails. Understand that the weight of your testimony is proportional to the depth of your trial. You are now positioned not just for personal success, but for global influence, however that manifests in your unique calling. People will see your peace, your provision, and your undeniable joy, and they will know It could not have come from human effort alone. You carry the irrefutable evidence of a miracle-working God. Be ready to tell your story, not from a place of boasting, but from a heart of deep gratitude and a desire to see others find the same freedom you now walk in. You are a living epistle, a letter of hope to a skeptical world. In the quiet moments, allow the sheer magnitude of my love to wash over you. The tears of sorrow are gone, and they are replaced by tears of pure, unadulterated joy. This is the emotional catharsis you have earned. Do not suppress your feelings of exhilaration. Embrace this celebration of the soul. Dance, sing, shout. Your victory is a cause for loud rejoicing in the heavens, and it should be on earth as well. The enemy tried to silence your praise, but now, your song of deliverance will be the loudest sound in your life. I am not merely patching up the old broken vessel. I am giving you a completely new design. Your identity is being rewritten from victim to victor, from oppressed to anointed, from waiting to possessing. Walk in this newness. Put on the garments of salvation and the robe of righteousness. Own your breakthrough. Do not allow the voices of the past, whether your own or others, to drag you back into the familiar confines of fear and lack. You are free. You are whole. You are abundantly blessed. This is my final word on the matter. Now, as you stand in this moment of divine release, make a covenant of remembrance with me. Never forget the pit from which you were pulled, and never cease to proclaim the power that pulled you out. Let your breakthrough become a continuous act of worship, a life lived in constant acknowledgement of the one who heard your cry and released your answer from heaven. Your greatest act of faith now is not to beg, but to receive and to thank. The season of crying is over. The season of living in the answer has begun. If you like this message, and subscribe to this channel and share it with those who need it. And if you believe in God, type Amen in the comments section. Amen.